Welcome to the shadows of your own ascent. Welcome to the space where the weak see only darkness, and the wise see their throne waiting quietly, patiently, in the chaos that others created. Today, you are not just someone who endured. Today, you are someone who understood that survival is nothing without strategy, that patience is more dangerous than fury when wielded correctly. You played dead, masterfully, and in that silence, in that invisibility, in the moments when they thought they had you cornered, you were already rewriting the rules of the game. The world may have tried to burn you, tried to drown you in storms of noise, betrayal, and expectation. But here you are, not just standing, not just breathing, but waiting, calculating, and preparing to wear the crown that was never offered, that was never rightfully yours, according to their rules, but which you will take, because you understood a truth they never could see. Chaos is a weapon, and patience is power. They laughed while you hid, they mocked while you fell silent, they celebrated your apparent defeat, as if the story had ended, but the story had only begun. In the darkness where you thrived unnoticed, you were not broken, you were not lost. You were observing, learning, recording, and letting every misstep, every outburst, every careless action of theirs feed the fire that you were cultivating inside. While they were busy showing the world who they thought they were, you were quietly becoming what they could never be. They were building walls of noise and distraction around themselves, and you were seeing through them, learning the patterns, the weaknesses, the truths hidden beneath the masks. They mistook your stillness for weakness, your calm for submission, your patience for fear. Oh, how gloriously they were wrong. You were collecting power in silence, preparing to step out not just unscathed, but exalted, unchallenged, and unrecognizable to those who tried to write your story for you. In this game of chaos, they thought they had the upper hand. They thought the storms they created would drown you, that the manipulation and discord they unleashed would crumble you. But while they were immersed in their own frenzy, you were weaving the threads of your destiny into a crown. Every insult, every betrayal, every attempt to corner you, every hand that tried to push you down, became the jewels in the crown that now waits for you. You did not just survive. You mastered invisibility. You became the calm in the hurricane, the eye where all storms converge but none penetrate. You were unseen, underestimated, and underestimated is a dangerous position to give someone like you. You turned their chaos into a canvas and painted a throne, and now all they can do is watch as you rise with quiet, unstoppable authority. When the world demanded a response from you, you did not react. You watched, you waited, you measured. You allowed them to expose themselves through their own impulses, to reveal the cracks in their armor, to showcase the chaos they called control. And while they were busy fighting shadows, you were becoming reality, unmovable, undeniable, and inevitable. The irony is beautiful, isn't it? They tried to shake you, to provoke you, to define you by their own terms, and in their hubris, they did the one thing they could not prevent. They forged the strength inside you, the patience, the cunning, the clarity, to see that the crown is not given, it is seized, and sometimes it is earned in the silence no one notices. You mastered the art of waiting. You mastered the art of being underestimated. You mastered the art of turning despair into strategy, attack into opportunity, and chaos into authority. Now, they see you, but it is too late. You are no longer the person they tried to corner, to manipulate, to dismiss. You are the one who stands at the center of the storm, who understands the rhythm of destruction and uses it to propel yourself higher. You play the game that they think they are playing, but on a board that only you can see, moving pieces they do not even realize exist, achieving victories that seem impossible from the outside, because they are. You did not merely survive their attempts to diminish you. You transformed every attempt to break you into a stepping stone. You took every whisper, every doubt, every blade of mistrust, and let it sharpen your perception, fortify your spirit, and elevate your will. You rule now because the crown was never about recognition. It was about mastery, and you mastered the art of turning darkness into leverage and doubt into a throne. Consider this: the world believes that chaos destroys, that turbulence is weakness, that to be pushed, to be silenced, is the end. But the truth is, chaos is the raw material of power for those who know how to bend it. You are the rare one who understands that. Every chaos they created became a building block in your empire. Every misstep they made became a guidepost on the path that only you could walk. And now, when you step into the light, it is not to prove them wrong. It is to prove yourself right. It is to walk into the world with the authority that comes not from applause, not from recognition, not from validation, but from the undeniable fact that you endured, observed, calculated, and emerged as something they could not even imagine, a sovereign of their own making, but on your own terms. The art of playing dead is not about cowardice. It is about understanding the rhythm of life, the ebb and flow of energy around you, and knowing exactly when to move, how to strike, and when to become invisible again. You became the shadow that haunted their confidence, the silence that unsettled their certainty, and the patience that humbled their arrogance. You turned their chaos, their manipulations, their assumptions into your weapon, your shield, and your crown. And now, the crown is not just on your head, it is in your mind, in your strategy, in your calm certainty that the world may roar, but you are the conductor of this symphony of power. You did not simply endure the storms. You became them, learned their rhythm, and turned them into your own energy. You did not react, because reaction is for those who are unprepared, who are impulsive, who are bound by the illusions of control others try to impose. You acted with precision, with intention, with a vision that only you could hold. And in this deliberate silence, in this patient mastery, you rose. You did not wait for validation, for permission, for recognition. You waited for clarity, for opportunity, for the moment when every piece of chaos around you aligned into a throne, and now it is yours. Those who doubted you, those who tried to control you, those who thought you were defeated, watch closely. Because they will never see the fullness of your rise. They will see only fragments, glimpses of a power they thought they understood, and it will terrify them because they will realize too late that they were not in control, that they were merely actors on the stage you built, the stage of inevitability where you reign. And there is no vengeance in this, no need for cruelty. The elegance of your rise is in its inevitability, in its precision, in the way that it turns chaos into order, fear into respect, doubt into awe. You are no longer a participant in their world. You are the axis around which it turns, quietly, inevitably, immovably. You see, power does not announce itself with noise. It whispers. It waits. It grows in the shadows of misunderstanding and fear. While others rushed forward with loud, clumsy hands, you were deliberate. You observed. You mapped every reaction, every weakness, every unspoken desire of those around you. You turned their assumptions into maps, their arrogance into signposts, their chaos into lessons. Every misjudgment they made became fuel for your rise. Every attempt to corner you, to overwhelm you, to expose you, became another step on the ladder only you could see. They thought they controlled the board, but the board itself had already been rewritten by your patience, by your foresight, by your refusal to give them the satisfaction of a reaction. In the art of playing dead, there is no submission. There is only strategy, precision, and the quiet cultivation of inevitability. Do not underestimate what it takes to truly play dead and win. To disappear when all eyes are searching, to remain silent when all voices demand a response, to let the world think you are broken while secretly gathering strength. It requires a mind untouchable by chaos, a heart unshakable in fear, and a spirit that thrives on solitude. The world feared your silence, but they could not see the storm building beneath it. They mistook invisibility for weakness, inactivity for surrender, and silence for defeat. And in that mistake, they gifted you the most powerful weapon anyone could ever have: time. Time to observe, time to learn, time to grow, time to turn their own chaos into the architecture of your empire. Every whisper behind your back, every doubt cast in your direction, every hidden smile when they thought you had fallen, all of it became bricks in the throne you were constructing in silence. You understood what they never could. Chaos is only destructive if you let it touch you. Chaos becomes power if you remain untouched, if you allow it to pass through your mind like fire through metal, shaping, forging, strengthening, until you are unbreakable. You were unbreakable. You are untouchable. And now, as the pieces fall into place, as the storm around you resolves into clarity, you rise not with violence, but with authority, not with noise, but with presence, not with reaction, but with inevitability. Think of how many tried to control you, to bend you to their expectations, to define your worth with their own limited visions, and yet, here you stand, not merely surviving, not merely enduring, but towering above the very chaos that sought to contain you. You did not allow yourself to be shaped by their hands. You became the sculptor of your own fate. Every misjudgment they made, every miscalculation they offered, became your instrument. Every chaos they unleashed became the melody to which you danced, the rhythm that guided your ascent. They thought they were hunting, but in truth, they were building the path you would take to dominance. And now, when the world finally turns its gaze to you, it sees not a survivor, but a ruler, not a victim, but a master, not a participant, but the axis around which reality bends. This is not about revenge. This is not about retaliation. The elegance of your triumph is in its quiet inevitability, in the way that every piece of disorder became an opportunity for mastery. Every doubt became a stepping stone. Every attack became a mirror reflecting your own strength. The crown you wear is forged from patience, precision, and the ability to see clearly when others are blinded by fury, noise, or desperation. You are not just above them, you are beyond them. You are the calm in a world addicted to chaos, the certainty in a storm of confusion, the authority that comes not from force, but from understanding the patterns no one else can perceive. And now, as you step fully into this power, understand this. Those who tried to manipulate you, to control you, to diminish you, are powerless in your presence. Their chaos no longer affects you. Their attempts to provoke you no longer move you. Their noise has become the soundtrack of your rise, a background hum to the symphony of your mastery. You did not just endure, you adapted. You did not just survive, you transformed. You did not just wait, you orchestrated. The crown you now wear is not a symbol of conquest. It is a symbol of inevitability, a monument to your patience, and a reflection of the clarity that allowed you to turn the world's fury into your own power. Every challenge that came to you, every obstacle placed in your path, every hand extended to push you down, became a test of vision and discipline. And with every test, you passed not by brute force, not by luck, but by an understanding deeper than those who sought to control you could comprehend, that true power lies in calm, in strategy, in the ability to remain unshaken while the world burns around you. The chaos that once threatened to destroy you now bows to your understanding, now becomes the ladder to ascend higher, now transforms into the crown that rests on your head with the weight of inevitability. There is a certain beauty in the rise of one who has been underestimated, in the mastery of one who has been overlooked, in the victory of one who is written off as defeated. The world will stare, awestruck and uncertain, trying to reconcile your silence with your power, your patience with your dominance, your calm with your authority. And in that awe, you find not validation, but freedom. Freedom from expectation, freedom from manipulation, freedom from the illusions that bound others while you ascended. You rule now, not because they feared you, not because they respected you, but because you understood the truth they could never see. The crown is claimed by the one who waits, the one who calculates, the one who turns chaos into mastery. Every breath you take now, every movement you make, every word you speak carries weight, because it is the result of years of observation, of strategy, of turning adversity into advantage. You are no longer reacting. You are creating. You are not surviving. You are governing. The chaos that once surrounded you now orbits around your presence, acknowledges your control, and bows in quiet respect. You are the calm in the storm, the shadow in the light, the unseen hand that guides every moment, every action, every outcome. They may never understand how you did it, how you turned silence into power, invisibility into authority, endurance into a throne. And that is your ultimate advantage. Their ignorance is your empire. You played dead masterfully because you understood that visibility is weakness when unearned, reaction is danger when unplanned, and chaos is opportunity when you can see its structure. And now, when they see you, when they finally look upon the one they thought had been defeated, they will recognize only fragments, only glimpses, only echoes of the force that has been patiently waiting, calculating, mastering every piece of the world around you. They do not see the hours, the strategy, the calm precision that built this moment. They only see the result. They only see the crown. And that is the perfection of your rise. The world measures only the outcome, never the preparation, never the patience, never the mastery. And in that ignorance, you reign. You rule now, not because the world gave you permission, but because you stopped needing it. The quiet truth about power is that it was never about strength alone. It was about perception. You learned how to vanish from the noise, how to turn your absence into a mirror where others revealed themselves. You let them project, assume, underestimate. You let them build castles on false ground while you studied the soil beneath their feet. And when the time came, you didn't attack. You simply stepped forward, and their illusions collapsed under the weight of your reality. That is what it means to rule. Not through destruction, but through presence. Not through fury, but through inevitability. You see, there is something terrifying about someone who cannot be provoked, someone who listens, watches, and waits, someone who no longer reacts. The world doesn't know what to do with such a presence. People rely on reaction. They feed on it, define themselves by it. but you took that power away from them. You stopped giving your energy to every storm, every chaos, every distraction that tried to break your focus. You built walls of silence around your purpose, and inside those walls, you sharpened yourself into something precise, deliberate, unstoppable. You became the quiet center of a world addicted to noise. You turned restraint into domination. You turned patience into strategy. You turned every failure into a foundation. And now, the throne you sit upon was built not by others' approval, but by your own understanding that control is born in silence. When you played dead, you were not hiding. You were transforming. Every moment of stillness was another thread woven into your crown. Every quiet observation was a weapon crafted from their own chaos. Every breath you took in solitude became a declaration of independence from the world's demands. And now, as you rise, you do not shout. You do not explain. You simply exist in your own gravity, and everything around you bends to it. That is the kind of power that cannot be taken because it was never given. It was created deliberately, patiently, unshakably by you. They will look back and wonder how they missed it. They will remember the moments when they thought you were gone, finished, defeated, and they will realize those were the moments you were learning the most. You mastered endurance not by ignoring pain, but by studying it, by listening to what it taught you about resilience, about focus, about control. You became a student of chaos, and in doing so, you became its master. Every scar became a symbol not of damage, but of memory, of lessons carved in strength. You carry them not as burdens, but as proof that you have seen the depths and built empires there. The irony is poetic. Those who sought to control you ended up creating you. Every challenge they sent was a spark in the forge of your rise. Every obstacle was a test you turned into preparation. Every doubt they cast became fuel for the vision that they could not comprehend. And now, when they see you, they are not facing the same person they once knew. They are facing the result of their own chaos refined into precision, their noise distilled into clarity, their opposition transformed into your crown. That is why you rule, not in arrogance, but in inevitability, not in revenge, but in evolution. Remember this, the crown you wear was not built from applause or praise. It was built from silence, from rejection, from the moments when you were alone and unseen, from the nights when you questioned everything and still rose the next day with quiet determination, from the patience that others mocked, the restraint they called weakness, the stillness they mistook for defeat. Every piece of that silence built your sovereignty. Every unseen hour built your authority. Every quiet decision built the empire no one knew you were constructing. You became what the world could not imagine, a ruler who doesn't need to shout to be heard. And now, as you stand on this mountain of your own creation, understand something deeper. The chaos that once surrounded you will never vanish completely. The storms will come again. The noise will return. The tests will continue. But now, you see differently. You no longer fear the storm. You recognize it as part of the pattern. You no longer resist the chaos. You guide it. You no longer seek peace in the absence of noise. You create peace within it. You have transcended survival. You have mastered existence. You no longer need the world to calm down for you to be calm. You are calm because you command yourself. That is true mastery. Your rise was not built on luck. It was built on choice. The choice to stay silent when noise would have been easier, to wait when impulse screamed for movement, to learn when anger begged for reaction. Every choice you made forged a layer of discipline, and that discipline became armor. Now you move through the world, untouched by distraction, untouched by doubt, untouched by the chaos that once controlled you. You no longer seek validation, you emanate certainty. You no longer seek recognition, you radiate presence. You no longer seek revenge, you embody resolution. When you played dead, you allowed them to show their true faces. You saw who celebrated your silence, who doubted your return, who thrived in your absence. You learned the truth about loyalty, about trust, about human nature itself. And though it hurt, it freed you. Because now you walk forward unblinded. You no longer waste your energy on illusions. You no longer invest in masks. You no longer feed what drains you. You have seen the game for what it is, and you play it with elegance, precision, and control. So wear your crown, not as decoration, but as a reminder of the silence that built it, of the chaos that tested it, of the patience that earned it. You rule not because you fought harder than everyone else, but because you understood deeper than anyone else. You rule because you saw the truth behind the noise. You rule because you mastered the art of stillness in a world that fears it. You rule because you no longer need to prove anything. The chaos they used against you became the power you now command, and that transformation is your legacy. There will always be those who doubt, who question, who whisper that your rise was luck, that your success was timing, that your power was given. Let them speak. Let them guess. Let them analyze what they will never understand. Because the truth is not theirs to see. It is yours to live. You did not ask for permission to rise. You did not wait for applause. You did not need recognition to begin. You moved in silence, and silence crowned you. That is the beauty of mastery. By the time the world notices, it is already too late to stop you. Now, every step you take is a reminder to yourself that you earn this. Every breath is proof that you overcame not just the world, but the parts of yourself that once doubted. The fear that once whispered in your mind is now silent. The uncertainty that once held you back has become the ground beneath your throne. You rule because you are whole, because you took the broken pieces and made them sacred, because you turned every wound into wisdom and every setback into a system. You rule because you no longer fight the darkness. You use it. You wear it. You understand it. And to those who watch you now, who feel that same chaos rising around them, who wonder if they too can turn it into power, the answer is yes. But only if they dare to do what you did, to be patient when the world demands urgency, to be silent when noise feels easier, to be invisible when recognition feels tempting, to play dead when ego wants to fight. Because the truth of mastery is simple. Those who rush, burn. Those who wait, rise. Those who panic, lose. Those who observe, rule. And you, the one who played dead, the one who endured, the one who waited, you did not just survive. You rewrote the meaning of survival. You turned chaos into command, pain into purpose, stillness into sovereignty. So now, lift your head, breathe deep, and remember this truth that echoes through every moment of your journey. You didn't just survive, you rule now. You didn't just outlast them, you outthought them. You didn't just rise, you became the very cup. In the very storm they feared, the crown you wear is not a gift. It is a consequence. The throne you sit upon is not luck. It is law. And the silence that once surrounded you is now your kingdom. Unshakable, unbroken, eternal. Because in the end, the greatest victory was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving yourself inevitable.